All right, good morning, everybody. Hopefully, you can hear me this morning. I'm not really 100% sure why we can't seem to get that audio to work for the theme song. We're going to have to get Josh to work on that for us and maybe explain a couple things to us. Welcome to Tuesday Talk. Today is June 24th. Before we get started, I would be remiss if I didn't say it is 1 year since we lost my dad. And, I just have to say, I'm going to share a couple photos with him real quick. There's my dad when he joined the Army National Guard in 1965. He was a tank recovery specialist at just the beginning of Vietnam, and he ended up not deploying. He was never granted veteran status because he never got to deploy, never got to get in, never got to get into the fight. Here is one of the greatest pictures I love of me and my dad. Ice cream was always a really big deal between he and I. And I just love that picture of my dad and I. And then one of the greatest gifts I ever got was to cut my dad's hair for many years. And I miss him. And I wish he could see the things that I've done now. But I thought it was important to talk about that because my mom's struggling today and my mom's listening. And I think it's important to know that it's okay to be sad, right? It's okay to have those tears. It's okay to remember those things, right? It's okay to have those emotions and for many years I fought it, right? I fought those emotions. I fought feeling excited. I fought feeling sad. I fought all those things because of the teachings, the upbringing that I had made me think that that's not what you were supposed to do, right? You're not supposed to have those feelings. You just keep struggling, right? Just keep fighting, and that's not. I don't think that that's right. At least it wasn't right for me, right? Like I have to feel those things because if I didn't, I used alcohol and drugs to hide them, and then it made me an even. Uh, I can't say it made me a worse person, but it made me I was embarrassed of myself. Um, I was embarrassed of myself when I used those things, right? Trying to cope with life using alcohol and drugs, I became embarrassed and I felt guilty and unworthy, right? And nobody's ever going to be able to love me the way I need to, and all these other good things, right? And you know, it's okay, right? That's part of growth, right? You have to realize what you're doing that's making you feel the way that you feel and change it. And I think I've done that. 17 years without drinking, 9 years post suicide attempt, 10 years was, or 8 years was saved 22. I've made those changes, right? I don't have to think about the negative thoughts that I thought about when I was drinking. I don't have to think about how bad I used to be, right? Because that's not who I am now, right? And that's the challenge to you all. You can feel the emotions, just get up and go do the right thing, right? Go up and do the next right thing, and your life will change too. I promise you. Your thought process will change. The way you smile, the way you walk, the way you interact with people, all those things will change. You just got to get up and do it. You're the only one that can do it. So with that, I love you, Dad. I miss you, my friend. We'll see you on the other side, okay? I was hoping Albert was going to be in here, but I don't see him in our source feed. I'm not quite. He said he's waiting here, but I don't see him. So we'll just have to deal with that other flipping technological problem. And I will just send it to him, and maybe he can get in. Yeah, he's texting me right now. So let's see what's going on here. He says he's backstage, but I don't see him. I don't know how to let him in. This is crazy. So we have a couple things to talk about. It's been a couple weeks. We have had some. There he comes. There he is. Now we got him.
Yeah,
Wrong link.
no, computer's doing its funny thing again, bro. Like we've been having this issue with Restream where
Yeah.
I'm trying to sign on and it won't do it. So I'm
Yeah.
phoning it today. Hopefully that's okay. Hopefully you can see it.
Well, yeah, I got you. I got you. So, hey, listen, you take over for a couple minutes and tell us all the stuff that you've had going on in the last 2 weeks down there, because you sent a post out this morning to a few of us in Save 22 talking about an experience that you just had, and I'd really like you to talk about that for a minute, because I think people need to know how long it took for this to come about. So, can you talk about that real quick?
Yeah, I can talk about that without getting into too many specifics because
Yeah, yeah,
that's
no,
his yeah,
yep,
that's his
no,
to tell. We had been met this individual 7 years ago ish. Knew he was having some issues with some VA claims, not wanting to do it, not feeling like he was entitled to it, not feeling like he earned it. As life goes on, we all get older, things start to happen, bodies break down. So he started working with an organization to try to help him out, and unsuccessfully. Not very happy about it. Felt like he was left out on an island all alone. I've always contacted and kept in contact with this individual. Just think he's a cool guy to hang out with.
sure.
Very low key, very mellow, very just chill, man. Just chill. And he shut down twice. This last time he shut down when he got a letter saying, denial. Um,
Hey, hold on 1 second. Talk about shutting down, right? Because a lot of people don't like
yeah.
like like
So
describe that real
So,
quick.
so uh, just for context, like I wouldn't text or call or have conversations every week, but once every 3 weeks or so, we were back and forth a little bit, and then it lasts a couple of days, and he drop off. But when he shuts down, he just doesn't answer. He doesn't talk. He just goes into his I'm gonna stay on my property and do the thing that I love to do that gives me my peace, and that's what he does. Um,
Right.
when you don't respond back to three people texting you, and you're not answering, and you did things on social media that make you kind of wonder, hey, are you okay? Are you good? So Junior, Chuck, and myself loaded up in the truck and drove 4 hours up to see him. Just showed up at his door, and
Yes, uninvited,
well,
unprovoked.
kind of invited, kind of not. We had purchased some knives. He makes knives and does woodworking. That's his hobby. That's his livelihood. That's his therapy.
Right. Right.
So we show up, and just start the conversation and said we were worried about you, glad we showed up, and and he thought we were just showing up for a minute, right? No, we stayed the whole day with him. Um,
Right.
and then we come back home. He was in a really good space, thanked us, had multiple conversations about everything, man, life, spirituality, real people, real friends, all of it, right? And he
All of it.
started coming around a little bit more and more and more. And wouldn't you know it, he finally got his approval. Um,
He did. You
he
guys
did.
worked with him. You guys worked with him, helped him write it, helped him.
Well, no, no, no. He did a lot of that on his own. It was
Did
just
he?
more like it was more of the informational side of it. Like when you get denied, bro, don't get mad. Like don't.
Right.
That's not it. That's not it. Like sometimes form
Mm-mm.
letters are set out before the approval hits, and what did the letter say? Well, I don't know. Well, I did this with it. I did that with
Yep.
it. And this is for everybody, man. Those denial letters, don't get all twisted up. Don't. Those are simply saying, then it will tell you, it'll have a code on it. If you Google that code, it will tell you exactly what they're looking for, and you can
Yep.
upload new evidence, old evidence, or do a reconsideration, not a
Yep.
refile. Do a reconsideration. Reconsideration holds your original intent to file date, unless you're a year out. Then you have to start all over again. So those are things that are important to know, and Matt did those things. And shit, I just said his name. Oh well, I won't say his last name.
That's all
And
right. I think it's
and
okay.
yeah, and it's on social media. He's in a good spot now. He
Yeah.
got the hit. He got the hit before the letter came. the hit to the bank account, so he knows that he got them. He knows he's approved. What level that is, not my business. But I do know that 6, 7 years of working with this individual and watching him struggle, and just being there for guidance, and simply, as we keep saying, just show up.
Just
Just
show
show
up,
up.
man. Just show up.
Just
Well,
show up.
kudos to you, and really a
It's
kudos to that individual, because you could have given up. He could have given up and said, "Well, I just don't get any benefits." And
right. Right.
we heard that a lot from the Vietnam guys, right? They spent 2, 3, 4 years, and it just wasn't happening, right? So they
Right.
quit, and that was the 70s, right? And
Yep.
then you look at you and I in our time in during Desert Storm and Northern Watch and Provide Comfort and Southern Watch and all those things that we went through, Bosnia and everything that everybody else did during those
Panama.
times, and Panama, yeah, Panama, the what 8-hour war that y'all
Yeah.
had,
Yeah.
you know. No, I knew a couple guys that were down there, man, and they said it was pretty intense for a couple minutes, and
Yeah.
it's okay, right? So, I guess the thing to hear in this conversation is don't quit, right?
Well.
Don't
eh,
quit. We can help you. There are people available that can help you. My story is very similar to his, where I got the rejection. I had to reapply because I waited too long.
Yep.
And then they say, "Hey, we're taking it all from you." And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." I panicked. I freaked out. I was ready to end it all because of a $24,000 debt. And then you stop and you read it, and you happen to be
Yep.
walking through. Listen, here's what I did. I walking through a convenience store, and there's a newspaper article for James Powers driving all night to the U.S. Capitol to knock on Senator Portman's door and say, "What in the hell is this? This is how you treat a veteran? This is unacceptable." And then you hook up with that guy and you realize that there is a process to go through. It is not the end of the world. They are not going to take everything at one time. In fact, I got them to take my debt, their problem, $200 a month until it
Yeah.
was paid off. I
Yeah.
paid off $24,000 in debt to the VA at $200 a month,
Right.
right? And that didn't impact me. That did not impact me. That $200 was like I never even saw it. And
Right.
eventually it was done.
Right.
And there was a process that went through, right? Right. We got guys listening right now. I won't mention the name, but he might have been the first one to join this morning. You just got to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Get out of your own way and take that leap.
So
Start being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because you have to learn the process.
right. And it was funny too how things happen is couldn't sleep last night. I had some nerve blocks done and just very uncomfortable. Couldn't sleep. So of course you go into the things you go into, right? Start rabbit hole. And I like to listen to Sean Ryan. I just like him. And he had DJ Shipley on, and DJ Shipley kind of tied into exactly what we're talking about right here.
Crazy connection. Crazy connection.
That's all you.
Is it me? Okay.
Yeah.
I got really goofy audio. Can somebody tell me on YouTube if the audio is jacked up on Albert, please? Or if the audio is good or not? I just changed my headset, so clearly it's not the headset. Boy, oh boy. We might have to get another streaming platform. This is not working out well for us, is it?
You want to jump off and jump back on, or
all right, so Albert's going to jump back off and jump back on.
Jump off and come back in.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, I can't hear you anymore. Just log out.
Can you hear me now, or is it static?
Nope. Cut it off. Try again.
We'll be right back.
All right. So while Albert's doing that, the sound is bad on Albert's end. It is not best me, so thank you. All right. So while Albert's coming back in,
Jan, how's that?
Said, oh, that's mucho gracias. Mucho, muy bueno, muy bueno.
You can see me and you can hear me, correct?
I can, yeah, much better.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you for
So
everybody that
anyway,
commented and texted in.
back to DJ Shipley real quick. SEAL Team 6 guy.
Oh,
Um, it can't fit any better into what we're talking about today. He said that, the experience with going through the training and everything was, he thought he was a SEAL, and then you take that percentage of SEALs, and then that's the 1% of the 1% of that make it, and how hard it was, and how much of a struggle was it. And then he finally said to himself, you know, I can't worry about what's in front of me, behind me, to the sides of me. I can't live that way anymore.
no.
I have to live with what I'm doing right now in the environment that I'm in right now, meaning friends, family, and things like that. He has had a complete total mind shift,
Yeah,
from worrying about everything in totality, right? All of this
right.
stuff, all of it, just stacking, 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 stacking. And he said, I'm not living like that anymore.
No,
I live in
no.
what I can control right here, right at that moment. That's what I'm living in. So that's, that exactly ties into what we're talking about. Living in
It
that
is.
moment. Don't
It
worry
is.
about, you cannot worry about two steps in front of you, or two steps behind you, or three steps to the right, or three steps to the left. You can't. I mean, it's a
No.
natural habit. It's a natural habit. That's what's trained in us. That's what's been,
Right,
it's the way we are.
right.
However, if you let yourself enjoy the moments, enjoy sitting on that beach, enjoy sitting in the cabana, enjoy sitting at the pool, enjoy riding down the road, enjoy those things, right?
Yes. Allow yourself to feel
Yes. And that's what he was
calm,
talking about. That's what
right?
that whole episode was about, that. And
Yeah.
I just thought it was pretty cool that it popped up early this morning, 4-ish. And I, just kind of, I was like, I'm going to use that one,
I'm going to use it. Yeah,
because
absolutely.
that,
You know
that
what?
was pretty
There's no
cool.
harm. There's no harm in taking what somebody else says and using it for yourself, right?
Correct. Correct.
My upbringing was you got to figure it out yourself, right? You can't do what everybody else is doing, and that didn't work for me at about, well, when I retired, right? Like I think that was the start of it for me. When I got out of the service, that was the start of it for me, right? I'm still working with the government. I'm still, I wasn't drinking, um, but I was not me, right? Something was off. I was still trying to be that flight engineer, be that first sergeant, be that
Huh.
you know that. You've told me a lot of times,
I
stop
have.
using your first sergeant voice, right?
Yep.
It's
I said,
it's this
okay,
this
shirt, time to stop.
yeah. Oh, and that's a reminder to me. And
Right.
and that's okay, right?
It,
You have
yeah.
to be able to take criticism, which I was not ever very good at, and and grow from it. Learn, right? Learn how to change your own self, because that's the only thing that you are ever going to control is
Right.
yourself.
That's
And
right.
it took me many, many years. My old man used to tell me, he said, the only thing that you can control is the emotions to the situations presented to you. And that's that I never understood it, right? I always thought it just meant don't have emotions. And then I didn't know how to deal with emotions, right? I just kept going. And a buddy of mine this weekend, hey, before we get too far, I got to say hey to my buddy Israel Menchaca, my buddy Izzy, ammo troop extraordinaire. He is the president of a veterans organization over in Indianapolis, and he is laid up in a hospital bed this morning after having some trouble breathing this weekend. Izzy, I love you, my friend. Please get better. Hope to see you out at some races this year. Bring some of your buddies from the I can't remember if it's the Legion or the VFW. I think it's the VFW. But Izzy, I love you, my friend. Many blessings to you. Please get better. So, I think that should lead us right into our today's special guest. What do you think?
Oh, I've been waiting.
Have you? I know you have. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce this special guest by giving you her bio first. All right. So, she joined the service in 2018 at the age of 2023. Her dorm unit in her basic training dorm unit was my dorm unit, the very same one that I went to in basic training. Her first unit had the very same mission that I went to. She is a crew chief for the F-16s. She had the Wild Weasel mission, which, if you know anything about me, that was my very first mission that I did as well. She is a crew chief. And in 2023, after being deployed twice, she is now a member of the United States Air Force aerial demonstration team known as the Air Force Thunderbirds. Ladies and gentlemen, my daughter, Staff Sergeant Tiffany Moser.
Hi, Albert.
Hello.
Hey, kid, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I love to see the smile, not the whole serious driving.
Yeah, no more serious face right now.
I like that.
So,
because you were rocking mission face for sure, without a doubt.
It's hard to keep a straight face out there. I like to smile.
she's great.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to
it's good
Tiffany.
to see you.
I want to say thanks to Tiffany. Tiffany and I and the whole family were down this weekend to the Dayton Air Show, which was my very first air show when I was 7 years old, and gave me, I don't know, my incentive to be a flyer in the Air Force. And now, full circle, here we are. My daughter is out there. What's the words that you use? Recruiting, retaining, and inspiring.
Yep.
Well, recruiting, retaining, and inspiring the youth and America and all over the world. Actually, she's done 2 international shows, and it's just amazing just to watch the kids come up to her, especially the little girls, and how she interacts with them. And I just want to talk to her real quick about what it was like growing up with me being in the military, because
Can you mute his mic?
Because some of you don't know, Tiffany, I adopted Tiffany, and I met her and her mother when they were 2 years, when Tiffany was 2 years old. I was active duty out at Tinker. I had just gone through a really pretty shitty divorce, and I met her mother about 2 months after my divorce, and I was not looking for anything at all. And, here we are. Last week was actually 25 years that I've been married to Trish, and Trish and I have been together for 28 years now. And yeah, thank you. And I just wanted to get Tiffany's.
She deserves a medal. She deserves an achievement medal.
Trisha deserves sainthood. She
should probably have like 7 or 8 gold leaf on it, right?
Tiffany calls them chicken wings. Did you know that they call the bronze oak leaf clusters chicken wings? I never heard that before.
Clusters.
They're clusters.
They look like little chicken wings.
They're not chicken wings.
I can't unsee it now. Thanks.
Sorry.
So thank you.
Yeah, I want to know, because you joined late, right? You joined at 23, and you had a really great line when I asked you why. Is it okay if I bring that up?
Yeah, go for it. This is safe space.
This is safe space. I mean, it's all over the web and everything now.
It's okay. It's still safe.
So, I know what my perspective of your teenage years was like. I want to know what your teenage perspective was like, because let's see, I deployed 4 times after we got married, and I did 8 years of flying. So I was gone a lot, right? Nights, weekends, a week at a time, whatever. Missed a lot of things on your end. A lot of life moments for you. What was that? What was that like for you growing up with a military dad, especially an aviator, a first sergeant, a guy that had to travel a lot? And, you're a lot like me. I never said no to those trips. And I always thought I couldn't ask anybody else to do anything. I had to do it myself. So tell me about that. What was your perspective like growing up in that kind of an environment?
I feel like you didn't really miss a lot, though. In my mind, you were always there. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I know you were gone, but you're always there at the same time. I don't feel like you really missed anything big. I think that's you in here, because I feel like you're always there.
You know what? That's a great point. That's a great point, Tiffany. I think a lot of us beat ourselves up over the things that I miss and what I wasn't doing. And and where I wasn't. And can you talk just a little bit about what it was like going to those basketball games without me, or doing those kind of things? Did it impact you at all? Do you think it had
I don't think
anything to
it
do?
didn't bother me that much because I
And
still
I'm
had.
only asking because I want other people to hear this, right? Because they beat
Mhm.
themselves up so much over the things that they weren't able to do while they were out, being in the military, doing what they
Mhm.
trained to do, doing what they asked to do. And, we pack up, we leave our families, and we miss certain things, and we beat ourselves up over it. So, I think it's important for people to hear from the child of a
Mhm.
military member that, Dad, it was okay. Dad, it's
It
okay,
it
right? Look,
was.
look, look at us now, right? We're okay.
Right.
I
I
think that's
I
really,
really
really
don't
important.
remember you missing anything important though. Because if you weren't there, I had a pack of people that were there for me too. So
there were
it's
there were a ton of people that were available, and I
all the
think so
family
many of us
came.
forget that, right?
Hmm. Like, not that you're not important, you're my dad. And I appreciate everything that you've done for me and when you were with me. But when you weren't there, I still had the support of everyone else. So it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at
That's
all.
awesome. That's awesome,
Like
kiddo.
That's
like
awesome.
all the things that you did for me and do for me, they're fantastic. So it kind of just it's the
Give and
weighing
take.
of things. Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't bother me.
Hey, your brother brought up my own line to me a couple weeks ago when he said, "What are you willing to do to live the life you want to live?" Right? Like,
You're
crazy,
like, oh, he's
crazy.
listening.
Yeah. Oh my God, my kid is listening.
That is one
Um,
thing I didn't do though, is I didn't listen a lot. I know that for a
yeah. So,
fact.
so tell me your perspective of your teenage years. Like, what were you like? What were you like before you joined the service? And then we'll talk about that real quick.
I was a bad noodle.
Shocking.
Shocking.
And while I
I,
appreciate you trying to protect me, I learned a lot with life lessons. Like, I mean, the biggest lesson, me calling you, my car was gone. It was repoed because I wasn't paying on it. And you were still there to help me. You're like, we're gonna get your life in line. And all those things just kind of hit me where it hurt. And I realized I needed to be an adult. And I loved my life before the Air Force. It was great. I loved my job. I was a daycare teacher for many years. Shout out to Danielle Pruitt. She took care of me for a very long time too with that job. And I grew in that aspect, but it wasn't enough for me. And I knew I needed to be a part of something that would help me, like structure. And the
wow,
Air Force has
that's
definitely
awesome.
given me structure, to say the least.
No, no doubt, right? No
Yes.
doubt. It's also giving you bad shoulders, bad knees, and crippling anxiety at times. But
It's okay.
we'll deal with that when it comes,
Yeah,
right?
I still smile.
Yeah, absolutely. So I remember I
Sometimes.
remember you just being the social butterfly, right? You just had to be involved in everything. You had this
Yep.
FOMO, fear of missing out on something,
Still
and
here. Still got it.
still there, still got it. But you talk about that day that your car got repoed, and I told you you're going to spend the day with me, and you're going to do exactly what I say, or I'm going to
And I
drop you
did.
back off at the couch that you were staying on,
I
right?
had a
And
bunk bed.
you're going to figure it out on your own,
Hmm.
right? You can either listen to me and do it, or you can go figure it out on your own. And you decided, you know what, maybe I ought to listen for a minute.
That was the one time I decided to listen for sure.
I really appreciated it. So, you've grown into this incredible staff sergeant leader, Air Force Thunderbirds, top of the crop. I mean, just cream of the crop. And I want to talk about that phone call you made to me when you decided to go join the recruiter. Can you tell me what your thought
Uh,
process was before you picked up that phone?
well, I wanted to join when I was younger, but I was with someone at the time that didn't want me to join, so I let that take control over me, which I'm glad I didn't join at 19 because I probably would have gotten kicked out with the actions that I
Right.
was doing at the time. So it
I
all
think
played
so.
out. I went down the correct road, the correct path. When I joined at 23, I just hit a point and I was like, I'm just going to do it. So I called you and was like, I want to go talk to a recruiter. And it was never you forcing it on me. You never forced it on me. It was always brought up that, hey, you don't need to go to college. You could just join the military, do it this way,
Figure it out.
save a lot of money doing it that way. And I didn't want to do that. So now I have college debt. It's great, but I made a lot of friends doing it. It was awesome. And joining at 23, it definitely felt right. Like I needed to do something better for myself. And it has been more than an impact on me. I've definitely grown, and I know you see that. I know
I
a
do.
lot of your friends see that. They've seen me from when I was a teenager to where I am now, and it's like a complete 180 of
It
how I
is.
carry myself. I have confidence now. I believe in myself, and I didn't believe in myself back in the day. I just wanted to do
No,
whatever I
you
wanted to
didn't.
do, and now I have that confidence that I just carry with myself. I know I can do anything.
You can. Anything you
Mm-hmm.
decide to go do, you're going to do it. And
Yep.
man, I know you hear it all the time from me, but I'm so proud of you, kiddo. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
proud of you. It's amazing where you've come from and where you are now, and the impact that you
Mm-hmm.
have on thousands of people. And we can say thousands because you do. You go to these air shows, and these little kids and these girls and even adults, man, they're like, "Wow, you're a woman and you're maintaining this airplane." And what's even really what I think is really cool is your crew, you and your assistant are both
Yes.
female, staff sergeant, and Vega's. I
Shout
love
out to
her to
Vega
death,
too. I
man.
love her so much.
Absolutely a shout out to Vega, man. She's
She
amazing.
kills it.
Two women maintaining that airplane. You're number two, which we can talk about that here in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you what is one thing that really changed in you since joining, but I think you've already answered that.
My
And
confidence,
yeah,
110%. How I
your
carry myself.
confidence. I remember telling you that if Caitlin's listening, Caitlin's going to love this one. Um, you backed up Caitlin in basketball from I think sixth grade,
I was
right?
her substitute every day.
Every day, all the way up through senior year in high school. And
Yep.
Caitlin went on to play D1 basketball, D1
No,
volleyball. No,
volleyball, just
volleyball.
volleyball.
I'm sorry, D1 volleyball. And she's this a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger than you were. And I like to say that you were a Gumby on the court because you were so uncoordinated, but you had this
Yeah.
drive, right, to
I
just
just wanted to
play.
do it.
And I told you one day, I said, Tiffany, the way to get in is for you to put Caitlin on her ass in practice.
Yep.
I said, stand up to her and don't let her bully you, right? Show that you can do this. And it just never happened, right? You weren't ready to do it. And
Nope.
your final play of your final game in high school, you did what you always wanted to do. You drained a three.
That's all I wanted.
And hung it right there at the end. Just hung
We were down
that
by 30
three.
points, just so everyone
Down by
everyone
30.
knows.
So Tiffany throws up a big one, and the only two people cheering in the crowd are mom and dad. It was absolutely amazing. I loved it.
Please
So proud
tell
of
me you gave him the three as you were running down the court. That would have been
I
great.
just held it when I walked back. I just held it.
Cookie jar. What do you mean?
The only time I outscored Caitlin too. She had a concussion, so
Yes, she did.
as
She
much.
got a concussion, and Tiffany got in. Caitlin's vomiting on the floor. It was
Yep.
it was she hit her head hard, but
Yep.
she's doing great now. She's a mom. She's a teacher. She's a
The
wife.
best mom.
Shout out to Caitlin. We absolutely love her. You're going to go hang out with her later today, and
I sure am.
I can't wait. Excuse me. I can't wait for you to get over and go do that. Give me 1 second.
I'm here as long as you want me to. I got no plans. You know this.
Oh, we do have plans, but they're not till tomorrow. So, and later tonight,
Yeah.
but those are the notes that I have. So I want to talk to you then, I guess, about your mental state, right? Like you've had a couple momentary lapses of shit. And, can you tell me what was going on in your head at those times and how that felt? And
you want to talk about the deployment one?
We can talk about that real quick. Yeah, if you want to. And what was going through your mind and what you did, because when you and I talked about it yesterday, you made a couple good points that I think people need to hear. So don't skip the details on what you did. I think people need to understand your mindset, right? What was going through your mind, right? And then what you did to get out of it. I really think people need to hear those kind of things.
Well, I was in DAFRA, and Al DAFRA has a 3-drink limit. I definitely shouldn't have been drinking. It was hot, and my mental state was not well. I had my 3 drinks and then had an extra, which is big no-no, but it's already done and over with now, so I can talk about it. I had I had that fourth beer. My mental state wasn't good. I was going through some tough things. I didn't know if I was going to get my dog Blue back after the deployment from the previous person I was with, and that was weighing heavy. I wasn't allowed to see my animal, my dog. I think Louis had just gotten out. Well, we thought he got out, but he was hiding in the ceiling in the basement.
Yeah.
Just not
I
a good
kept her
time.
cat for a while, and he got up into my drop ceiling and he disappeared for 24 hours. And I had to call my daughter while she's deployed and say, honey, I lost your cat.
Yeah. So mental state, not well. Drank those 4 drinks. They're like 9% beers.
Yep.
Not good for your mental health. And I finally just had my crash out moment. I was like, I do not want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this. Bless the man that I was with, John Chisenhall. Forever love him for this. He sat with me until the sun rose. Tried to call my first sergeant. She was asleep. I called my friends that were back at PSAB. They went and woke her up, and I was like, I'm good now. I had called you. It's like, I'm just not mentally okay. I said, I'm not going to harm myself. I'm not a danger to myself right now, but I'm letting you know I'm not okay. So if I come back and I'm down in the dumps or whatever, just know like this is going on. This is my mental state. I'm not all the way there. We talked. Chisenhall sat with me until the sun rose. I finally went to sleep. Next day, hungover as hell. The creepy crawlies are in there. Your depression's kicking in, and sick all morning. We were supposed to leave that day. We're sitting on a basketball court waiting for our packs. We ended up not leaving that day, playing basketball, whatever. And my first sergeant FaceTimes me, and I'm a senior airman at the time. So it was the next day. I found out the first day that I had made the Thunderbirds team. So this is all after I am downward spiral, hitting rock bottom. Next day, I found out I make the team. All you need is one more day. You just got to get to the next day. That is the best lesson I learned from this. And then the next day, they're holding up the Thunderbird sign on FaceTime, Senior Airman Tiffany Moser, and my Chief Patterson, awesome man, crosses out Senior Airman, says, give me a second, crosses out, right Staff Sergeant, holds it up and said, congrats. So craziest 24 hours of my life. And I just hit rock bottom right before that, and then just found out these 2 amazing things. All you need is that next day. Because if I would have, say I acted on my emotions and decided to just not be here anymore, I would have never gotten that next day and be where I'm at right now.
No, you'd have never made the team. You'd have never made Staff Sergeant,
Nothing.
And the hole that you would have left for us, because we see so much potential in our children, right? We just, all we want is for them to be better than us. All we want is for them to do what they're capable of, what we know that they can do. And man, you're killing it, kid. You're killing it. Like,
and that's our joke all the time too. I just got to outdo you. And you say, honey, all the time, honey, you're already outdoing me.
You're already outdoing me. You've already done it.
He did one up me this weekend, though. You need to tell him about the coin you got and your story of how you got this coin, because this is badass.
I heard that, so I'll sit back and be quiet.
This is badass. You have to tell.
You tell it from your perspective.
So since I've joined the team, my dad has asked me for this name multiple times. I'm like, Dad, he was on the team. He's got to be in this book. It's all the book of all the names of the Thunderbirds that have left in good conduct. That's your name will be in the book forever. He's like, you got to go look up this name. His name's Dennis Malfer. Excuse me. He was a solo pilot in the 90s. You got to find him. I was like, Dad, he's in there. I just don't have time to do this. I am crazy busy. I meant to look multiple times, always forgot. And we're sitting in my hotel room. They had just gotten there that night, and I wanted to see them. So they came over. We had a drink in my room, and he's talking about this guy, Dennis Malfer. He goes, I wonder if he's here, because it was the alumni weekend for the Thunderbirds. So
alumni weekend, 72nd anniversary.
Everyone is there. Every crew chief, every enlisted member, pilot, you name it. He goes, I wonder if he's there. I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen him. I haven't met him. Maybe he's here. Right. We can find out. So I messaged one of the guys, and he didn't get back to me. So I'm walking them out. And one of our other really good friends, Jim Coombs, awesome man, we're walking down. He knows my dad really well. Was talking to him. He's like, hey, do you have the registry? Do you mind like looking up a name? He goes, I don't, but what's the name? And he said, Dennis Malfer. And he just smiled.
He dropped.
One of Jim Coombs' best friends. And he goes, I'll walk you to him right now. So you
What?
got to see
He's
him.
here?
You got to see him.
Yeah.
Remembered him after 31 years. The coolest thing in the world.
That
And then
was my crew
he
chief.
one-ups me.
Yeah,
You
he
need to
does
tell him
one
how
up.
the
Yeah,
one-up.
I will. So Dennis was a pilot over in Incirlik during Northern Watch in 1994, and I was an avionics electronic warfare troop, but not a lot of work for us on day shift, right? So immediately I'm like, I got to go be crew chief. I'm going to go be second wipe. I'm going to go help these guys. I don't want to sit still. And I just kind of gravitated to his crew, right? Him, oh my gosh, Captain Petruca, Star Baby, they called him. And this guy was just, they were shit hot back then, and they knew everything about the airplanes. They had great missions, and I would just seek them out every day to hear about the mission and the airplane and what they were doing. And Dennis had always said, like, I'm going to go for Thunderbird. I want to be a Thunderbird. I want to be that solo pilot. Right. And I'm like, man, go for it. Right. You do it. I'll be there. Right. You do it. I'll be there. Go, go, go. And around 98, 99, he got in, and I saw it in an article like Air Force Times or something. I was deployed, and I saw his picture or the name or something. And I'm like, man, he did it. Right. Like, congrats. And for 2.5 years now, I'm like, Tiffany, please find out where Malford is. Please, please, please. And we're getting ready to leave. And Jim Coombs is like, Dennis is my best friend. I've known him for like 25 years. And he's standing right over here. And I'm like, no way. No way. And I see him, and I picked him out. And, we're older, we're bigger, we're grayer. And I just looked at him, and he kind of did a double take, and I go, you'll get it. You'll get it. And I went like that. And as soon as I did that, he's like, no way. And man, it was like we were right back in front of that right back in front of that airplane 31 years later. Look, man, look, like, just
I got goosebumps too.
Yeah, it's we've always said it, right? We've always said that you'll never have that connection to anybody else in your life like the connection that you've had when you're at war with somebody. You're just
correct.
Whether you get blown up, whether you have incoming rounds or not, you are at a deployed location, and the only thing that you have is each other. And just like you said, for Chiz and Vega and Chief Patterson and your first sergeant, Malfer was that guy to me. Like, I could just, I don't know why, right? And we didn't get to connect a lot, right? Because the Thunderbirds are busy. He's busy. He's got stuff going on. I got stuff going on. And Sunday morning, he says, you need to meet me at 10 o'clock. Or Tiffany texts me and says, 10 o'clock, mandatory briefing with Dennis Malford, 10 a.m. at the hotel. I'm like,
love it.
Roger that.
I love it.
Roger that. I'll be there. She did. She pulled rank on me.
I love it.
And we just walk in, and there's a nice little 1-minute video of it. And he pulled his own solo coin out. And unfortunately, it's up in my wallet. But he pulled his own solo coin out, and he just goes, I want you to know that you impacted me, and I want you to have this. And he's got his coin, and he's like, this is my most prized possession. My greatest accomplishment in life was being a Thunderbird solo. And I've carried this coin with me for 25 years on every flight that I go with, on everything that I've ever done. This coin has been with me, and I want you to have this. And I'm like, man, man, that was a tough one, right? But I got my coin out that I carry with me that has special meaning to me. And that coin, I don't have any idea who gave it to me. I have a suspicion, but it's never been confirmed. I received that coin one day after I went into Kabul, Afghanistan in 11 or 12. I don't remember which one it was. And we brought a group out, right? And that coin was in my box the next day. And I just kind of kept it as a reminder that, look, man, you helped that day, right? You got some people out to go home. And I just kind of kept that with me. And I gave Dennis that coin. It's worn, right? Some of the paint's worn off of it. But, that connection that Dennis and I have now is just, it's an unbreakable thing that it's just going to be there forever. And I'm so glad to have reconnected with him. And It's all because my daughter's a Thunderbird, which is all because she saw something in herself, which is because I saw something in herself. Her mother saw something in her, and we never gave up. We just kept being there for her and be like, look, you're gonna mess up.
And I
The
did.
difference is, what are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna learn from it, or are you gonna keep making the same mistakes? And you know, that guy and me and him and all them people down there, it was just, I can't even share the greatest news of the weekend yet because that hasn't come out. But just what a phenomenal weekend. I mean, a phenomenal 2 weeks. Like, you know, 9 years ago, I wanted to end my life because of a $24,000 debt, and my wife telling me, you're still a dick. When are you going to change? Right. And here we are now, 9 years later. My daughter's an Air Force Thunderbird. I've been married for 25 years. Save 22 has an impact in so many different reaches of motorsport, and some of those guys have made phenomenal connections where they're going to be expanding, and we get to watch these guys grow and live their dreams. And you know, we're helping other veterans live their motorsports dreams. And I got to watch both my girls get married, guys. Like that's a huge deal, and none of that would have happened had I taken that momentary lapse of judgment and acted on it. None of it. Right? None of it. In fact, today is 2 years that your little sister's been married.
Yep, it is.
Right? So, you know, life's got a funny way of working on you guys. Like, just don't quit. Just don't ever quit, man. It's just been a phenomenal ride. And then, you know, you wind up getting one of these little bad boys, a Thunderbird Showline coin, and it comes from your daughter. Right? I mean, life's amazing, guys. Life's amazing. Don't quit. Yes, it's going to be tough. Yes, it's going to be hard. But you know what? I'll bet you're tougher than that problem. I really
rainbow for rainbow.
Rain before rainbow. You got to break a few eggs to make a cake, right? Diamonds don't form without pressure. Whatever you need to tell yourself, I don't care. Just get through it. Really, seriously, just get through it. And it'll be phenomenal. I'm trying to put this link up here.
What's cool for me though, Tiff, from an outside perspective, right, is like to watch you work when you're working, right? It's just so cool to watch the interactions from like everybody, especially the kids, you know, especially the little girls that see you out there, and like you look at them like, oh, she talked to me, she came over, she's taking a picture. Like, to me, that's cool, right? Just to know you well enough to know that's not your comfort, but you do it and you do it well, right? So for me, that's cool. Like to watch you work. I mean, that's pretty cool.
My favorite part is the kids.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Yeah. I definitely want to try to get back to another one before this enlistment's over for that part. So.
Well, you better hurry up because she's done in November, bro. That's it. No more show lines after November.
Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that one out.
That's okay. That's okay.
But if not, I'll still come to Vegas and hang out if you stay out there.
Oh, we're going to Vegas. I want to let you know that we were officially invited to the 75th reunion, which is happening in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And, that'll be 2028, November 2nd through the 5th, I think it is. They said. So, you know what?
Yeah, I won't remember.
That's all right.
3 years from now.
Yeah. As long as you and I are both still here, man, we'll go. Right?
We'll get there. Go. Yeah.
We'll get
100%.
there. We'll get there. So, Tiffany, what's on your agenda? Where are you guys headed next? Where can people find you guys?
Tinker. We're going to Tinker Air Force Base after this. I'll leave on Thursday. Head there in Oklahoma.
Right? Tinker Air Force Base, Oklahoma this weekend with the Thunderbirds. Let's talk a little bit about leadership, right, and growth, because I've always said I want my kids to be better than me, right? And you said something in the drive home yesterday that really let me know that I got to say this. I did a good job, I guess is what you're
100%.
saying, right? And can you talk about that real quick? Because we were talking about a situation that you had, and the thing that you told me about leadership. Can you go ahead and talk about that? Because it impacted me to let me know that, hey, them kids are okay, right? Like, you're doing all right. Can you talk about that real quick?
So we're talking about different leadership skills, I guess. Everyone's different. If you're trying to lead them, you have to learn how they learn from you. So you have to lead them the correct way. Otherwise, it's not going to stick.
The way
And
that they understand.
right. And some people ask the question why, and they need to know the reason why. So as you learn that, we depend a lot on our phones for work. So when we're pushing out the information that we need to, you kind of just tell them what's going on, the people that you're working with, like, this is what we're doing and this is why we're doing it. And then there's no questions. So if you learn from the people that you work with every day and how to lead them, it makes it a lot easier on yourself to be able to lead. And there's a lot of different people that I work with, a lot of different personalities, and it's awesome. I love it so much because you learn from them as well, of how they think compared to how you think. So being able to lead them is like a pat on my back of, like, you're doing it correctly because they're taking it correctly. It's very, very nice.
The
That's
word
the one
you
thing
used, the word you
Go ahead.
used to describe yourself was malleable. I
Yes.
want to be malleable,
Mm-hmm.
right? I want to be able to be taught. I want to be able to teach,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I could not be more proud of you for that, because that was something that I felt I lacked in the military. Even being a first sergeant, I really feel that I was more of a do as I say type person. And this could just be a personal introspection, right? That it might not be true, but that's how I thought of my military experience until Jeff this weekend, right? When I said, Jeff, I was a dick. And Jeff said, no, I don't think you were a dick. I think you were dedicated, and the people around you were not as dedicated as you.
Yep.
That's what I think. And I'm like, man, that's a phenomenal way to put it, man. That really kind of helped me think better about myself. I might not have really been a dick. I was just really committed, right? And I would not learn any other ways, right? I had my way. I had the book. This is the way you do it. Shut the hell up and do it. Not a good way to be a leader, in my opinion. And I really look at Tiffany and the members of that team they're really a lot different. They may be the same, but my perception is different. My perspective of it is different, right? Because I can remember you too, Al, when we were in the 90s, that was they were ate up. It was not something I wanted to do. I wanted to be a grunge. I wanted to be a knuckle dragger. I wanted to fight the war. I didn't want to inspire. I didn't want to be part of that. And that's
okay too. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's okay too.
That's okay. Right. I don't need to beat myself up over it. I was committed. I had a goal, and I met it. Right.
Also be glad that your dedication didn't dwindle with the people around you not having the same dedication, because that's very hard to do when you're the most positive person in the room or dedicated and there's negativity around you. It's very easy to get sucked into that.
Who is this kid, Al?
You. And you. So annoying.
But
so annoying.
She's so right. And you and I have talked about it. Jay and I have talked about it. Negative thoughts, negative action only is going to result in negative outcome, right? Yep. If you live in negative all the time, this is wrong, that's wrong, I did this, I did that, I didn't do this, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. You can't do that, right?
Nope.
You can't, because that's what you're going to push out, and that's what you're going to receive.
Yep.
So it's okay to have those days. It is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hell, have 3 if you need them.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't stay there, right? Find a way to get out of it. And
you're allowed to have your slip up your moments.
You're right.
Don't make it your whole personality.
Right. Hey, so let's talk about that real quick, because my time coming back on Friday was pretty eventful. And I did not handle it very well at all. So we can talk about that real quick. I spent a week in the Dominican with my wife, our first time traveling abroad as a married couple, right? My first time traveling abroad since we got married as a civilian. Way different, right? Way different as a civilian. Very nervous. We were late getting to the airport at 3:30 in the morning in Pittsburgh. We didn't have the right customs forms filled out. We couldn't check in. We didn't realize that we were flying first class. We almost missed our flight. We're standing at the counter, and the lady was like, "Sir, you're not going to make your gate if you walk. Can I get you a wheelchair?" And I look at my wife, and my wife says, "Yes, yes, get him a wheelchair."
Mhm.
And, she's panicking. She's stressed out. I'm in a wheelchair. There's nothing I can do. I know I can't walk that fast. I have to rely on this individual here to get me there. And I hear her say, "You've got 25 minutes till takeoff. It'll take us 10 to get down there. You've got 15 minutes to spare. Don't worry." And I didn't. But Trisha didn't hear those things. Right. So when we get on the airplane, Trisha starts crying because she made it. Right. And I'm just like, listen, it's okay. We're here. It's going to be all right. We're going to make it. Reverse that. Coming back, I'm the one that's jacked up because our flight is delayed. We're landing in a thunderstorm. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of people in the terminal gate there in Philly, and everybody is delayed. And they all have their opinion as to why and what is going on. And I, being an FAA guy, a ground safety guy, having traveled for 30 plus years, am getting fed up with the ignorant shit that these people are saying in the airport, right? Because none of them have any idea. They're all passengers. None of us know anything. And I'm doing nothing but beating myself up over what is going on, right? And it was not a good time. I could not bring myself back into, hey, you have no control over any of this, right? All you can do is get to the gate that they tell you to go to, get on the airplane, and just be a passenger. And it was not working for me. It was not working for me at all. The growth that came is the next day telling Trisha, I was not in a good place while we were in Philly. I wasn't in a good place when we got back. I realized what was going on, and I'm sorry that I put you into that position. I'm sorry you had to deal with my shortcomings yesterday, right? And to be able to say those kind of things and to recognize them, I think is where the growth comes in, right? It's not that you don't have those moments anymore. It's that you recognize them and you recognize what it did to you and to other people.
Right.
Right. And I think that that's part of the growth. So if you're listening today and you're beating yourself up over how you felt yesterday, get it out of your head, right? Tell it to the person that you were with and say, man, I really messed this up yesterday. And here's why I feel I messed it up. And I'm really going to work hard on not letting that happen again. Right. Those are the things, right? You didn't jump in a car the first time that you were handed the keys at 16 and knew how to drive. Right. Your dad put you on his lap when you were 5 years old to put you behind the wheel. And that started a chain of events where you either wanted to learn how to drive and everything about how to drive, or you didn't care. Right. And it's not something that was on your radar. And you decided to learn everything about driving a car. You wanted to go learn about being in the military, right? You wanted to learn about being a cop. You didn't just all of a sudden get your badge. You went to school and you had to learn certain things, right? Tiffany didn't just grow up watching dad wrench on cars and all of a sudden become an F-16 mechanic, right? She had to go to school for 6 months. She had to go to 2 different places. She had to do time at Shaw with somebody else to teach her and evaluate her, to sign her off on being able to work on these things. So just like you said with DP, man, I have to take that training that I received and now apply it to my civilian time. I have to apply it to my life every day, right? Whether that means reading a book on how to do it, or just diving in and doing it, or following somebody around and figuring out how to do it, listening to an audiobook, a podcast, or picking up the phone. I don't care what it is, but figure it out. Right? There's plenty of avenues out there. There's 22,000 registered veteran nonprofits in this country, guys. 22,000. Save 22 is just one of them, right? But what's unique about Save 22 is the amount of care and empathy that we have for the individuals that come out to our events or come up and meet us, and we see the impact on their face, or you had a guy at an event come up to you, a kid, right? A 10-year-old kid comes up to you and just says, "Thank you for giving me my daddy back." Right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
right.
Daytona.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right in front of the pits, everybody, God and country didn't matter.
Like, why you gotta say that to me right now?
Yeah. So when I heard that those moments are the ones that let you know that you're doing something, right?
You're doing okay.
We're doing
You're doing
okay.
okay.
We're doing okay.
We are.
It doesn't have to be that way every day.
Yeah.
And the expectation
No.
that we put on ourselves too. And you and I have talked about this a lot.
That's what ruins you.
Expectations we put on ourselves, right? To be at that higher standard, to be high functioning, to not stop, right? And our bodies won't let us do it. They just won't. Right? We can only do so much. We only have so much bandwidth today. My brain shuts down at the end of the night. Like I'm a gargled mess sometimes at the end of the night.
Right.
You know, and that's just the way it is. And luckily I have a pretty good support system that will say, is that what you really meant? What are you trying to say? Is this what you're looking for? You know, you put your wallet over there, you know, you moved it this time, you put it somewhere else, right? So those things help. And those are things I'm thankful for, is friendships like this, that people understand, they get it, right? And you're going through it right now, like you're actively working, and I say working, you know, but that's what you're doing when you're in the military. You have a job, you're working, right? And your body is gonna pay the price someday, you know.
It will.
And it's with anybody in jobs. You know, my dad worked construction for 50 years, almost 50 years, and it's catching up with him now. So it's just, it's evolution of life, and we have to understand where we're at in our life. You know, we're different, in a different place than you are. So it's cool to see how quickly you've recognized your strengths and weaknesses. It's really cool.
It is
at a young age. At a young age, it's cool that you know, like, I ought not do that, and I should do that.
Right? Well, look who I'm talking to. I've learned some things.
You've learned some stuff.
Just a little.
You've learned some stuff. You know, that's Jason used to tell me too. Well, he just told me, I think it was last year when Dad was dying, that, you know, are you embarrassed? Like, don't be embarrassed about making mistakes, bro. Like nobody ever asked for help when they were winning, right?
Correct.
It doesn't happen, right? You have to break down. You have to find that, oh shit, I don't know what I'm doing, somebody help me.
There's no growth if you don't figure that out.
Yeah, if you hold on to that shit, it'll wreck you. It'll wreck you.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm so grateful for the people that I have around now, for Safe 22 for picking up the phone, for Dave Coxon for driving an hour and a half, right? For Albert seeing something in me to go to a motorsports event, you know, how many years ago that turned into a podcast, that turned into, you know, 65 episodes, that turned into, hey, you're running the motorsports program now, that turned into Tuesday Talk. And, you know, just the ability to be able to talk now, as opposed to hold everything in and share those experiences. And I don't like saying I'm an inspiration or we're an inspiration.
You are an inspiration. Don't even.
That's truly what it is, though, right? We are standing up there saying, look, I beat alcohol, right? I beat depression, or I live with it. Maybe not necessarily beat it, but I did it. This is what I'm doing now to make it better, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to make the next generation better than us. And man, you know, listening to my kids all weekend, I think I did it. I think I'm there. I think I'm doing it, right? I'm not quitting. It's not going to go away.
You just kind of glazed over what your daughter just told you.
Yeah, I did. I don't want to hear it.
You did do it.
So accept that.
You can still be better every day, but you're doing it. You did do it.
You are. Right.
Your kids are phenomenal.
My kids are amazing. My kids are amazing. There's no doubt about it.
There should be no doubt in your mind that we're not doing great, because you.
There isn't.
To be great.
Not at all. Not
at all.
You're
great for a reason.
I have to laugh because, you know, Tiffany, I used to make her get out there and wrench on that car. You wrecked it. You fix it. Get your ass out here.
Piss me
right?
off.
Oh, look at it. Yes, crawl underneath this car and rip that
Lesson
brake line
learned.
out that you ripped off because you were playing with your phone on a gravel road driving 55 miles an hour around a corner.
I
And you wound up
drifted.
in a cornfield.
I
She
drifted.
drifted in a front wheel drive car.
Not turn right to go left, as Doc Hudson said.
Oh, yeah.
geez.
I overcorrected too much, right?
But it all works out, right? It all works out.
Yep.
Right? And you just have to, like Tiffany said, one more day. Look at
Yep.
her experience. You know, her weakest moment, 24 hours later, she's an Air Force
Turned into the
Thunderbird
greatest moment of my life.
and a
Right.
staff sergeant, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And to get promoted on top of it,
yeah,
that's huge.
on top of
That's
that,
big.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, she's got her phone on today because tech comes out today, man.
Good for you.
So we're
Well,
waiting
I
for
don't think
tech
I'm
to come
getting it.
out.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about this year. I didn't study.
Hey,
all
well, you
good.
know what? What
I
did you
coulda
tell me
gotten
the
lucky,
promotion
though.
rate was?
25.62%.
So 25% of the staff sergeants are going to be techs.
Right.
Now what? Now what if that
Out
had
of
been a
30
40%
30,000
or a
people.
50% and you didn't
Yeah.
do it, right? So missed opportunity if you don't get it, right? You could have
I
done
shoulda
it. It was a
studied.
high, yeah, it was a high promotion rate. But are you going to
Mhm.
beat yourself up? Right? No,
No.
you're not going to beat
I'm just
yourself
gonna
up.
do it
You're gonna
again.
you're just going to do it
That's
again,
what I'm talking about.
right? I'm gonna
Again,
try again.
I
Yeah.
restarted for staff sergeant. Big whoop. I still have a job. I
Yeah.
have a house.
Yeah.
Not fired.
Yeah, everything's
right.
good.
Yeah.
Everything's
Mhm.
good.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm going to date myself. So when I was in, you went senior airman to Buck, and
Yep.
then staff.
Yep.
So when I hear you going right to staff, I forget that Buck's not in there anymore. It's senior
Yep.
airman to staff, but still, to get promotion, pretty big deal.
It is
I'm
a
doing
big
pretty
deal.
well right now. I made
Yeah,
Yeah,
staff
you need
pretty
to
early,
celebrate
so
that.
Yep. That's
When you
good.
look back, when you look back and you and I call it zooming out, right? When you
Yep.
zoom out, and you're beating yourself up over where you're not, why don't you take a second
There's
and
no
look at where
point.
you are?
yeah, there's
Look
no
at
point
where
to beat yourself up.
and if you have to compare it to something else, just look around you.
Yeah.
Just look around you at the people that you have around, right? Are they the people that celebrate with you, or are they the people that criticize everything that you do? Is
You
there
are who you
always
hang out with.
you are who you hang out with? I cannot tell you how many times I told that kid that, right, sitting right there. You are who you hang out with, right?
Yeah.
If you continue to hang out with this kind of person, this is where you're going to learn. This is where you're going to wind up. And look at who she's hanging out with now, right? You got to surround yourself with the winners of your mind, right? What I think a winner is, that's who you need to hang out with,
Mhm.
right? You need to learn something from everybody you encounter, whether it's what you don't want to do or what it is what you want to do, but you're the only one that can make that exception.
Everything
Right?
can be
You're
a
the
learning
only-
opportunity.
Everything is a learning opportunity if you let it. So, Tiffany, this is amazing to me because I get to talk to my daughter, and this gets to stay forever now. And you know, when I'm gone and it's just you and whatever else is available, you're gonna have this.
I'll have this forever.
You'll have this forever. And
You can cut me out.
No, I
God
gotta keep
forbid.
you in the
No,
jar.
bullshit. You're part of me. I'm part of you.
Yeah.
This is the way this works.
I got a lot of
Um,
dad figures in my life.
I think you have a shit ton of uncles, no doubt. You
Oh, yeah.
definitely have a shit ton of uncles.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
You know, and God forbid anything ever happened to you, honey, and I'm gonna have this forever to remember that,
Mhm.
you know, we did okay. And man, I'm so proud of you, kiddo. I'm so proud of you. I'm gonna let you go because you got to go run and visit some friends. And Albert and I got some business to take care of with Tuesday Talk.
Well,
but
no, I'm proud of you too. That's a real
Thank
thing.
you.
I tell you all the time. Proud of both
you
of you.
do.
You guys
Thank
don't ever. You tell too many people you're proud of them. You got to be told that they're proud of you too.
I love you,
you
but I
guys.
hate you right now.
I love you, but I hate you right now.
My whole goal is to make everyone cry.
I love you, kiddo. We're gonna have to let you go, and Albert and I need to get to some business. Okay.
All right, I love you both. I'll
Love
see you
you.
when you're done with the podcast.
All right.
Be safe.
We'll see you
I'll
in a little
soon.
bit.
All right,
I hope.
see ya.
I hope.
Oh yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Let me see if I
Bye-bye.
can do this the right way.
I'm
Here
just
we
gonna
go.
leave.
All right.
All right. How absolutely cool is that we got my daughter on, man? I'm just all smiles and wiping away the awesomeness leaking out of Albert's eyes right now, man. You know, we've always said, who does the helper go to when the helper needs help? And you know, so many of us don't know how to accept accolades and, you know, even gratitude. How do you accept gratitude? And we just have to work at it. That's it, right? Allow yourself to hear it. Allow yourself to know that what you did made an impact on someone. And I'm not going to say rest on that, but accept it and know that you did good. You did good.
We're doing okay.
We're doing okay, man. We're doing okay.
Show up. Just show up.
Really are. We really are.
Show up.
So speaking of showing up, we got to talk about this guy that we're partnered with right now, Lex June, who I think his story is absolutely incredible. The man won everything there was to win over in Europe in drag racing, and he packed everything up and moved his entire operation over to Indianapolis to become an NHRA top fuel dragster driver. And man, is he doing it. You know, it's a struggle. It's hard. It's a never quit attitude. The back of his truck states that never quit. It's on his rear wing. He has inspired so many people to never quit. He's got an awesome story. Go check it out on my previous podcast, Straight Talk, and listen to it. Spit it out.
Watch. I'm trying to collect my words here. To watch the interactions with fans with Lex is crazy. To hear them tell Lex and Gerda and the crew members what seeing that car means. I didn't realize you were so into veterans and first responders and helping, right? I'm this. And then the conversation starts. My dad was that. And my brother, my mom, my sister. And it just grows like this. And his reach in drag racing and around the country is incredible.
Yeah. And for him to pick up us and the things that he does for us free of charge. I want people to know that he does so many things behind the scenes free of charge to us, to fly our banner, to put our stickers on the car, to bring veterans to the racetrack, whether we're there or not. I mean, he's amazing.
To be clear, anybody that's listening, like, these things aren't cheap. Mike Harmon, Lex June, Carson Brown, like Goat Locker, these things aren't
Ryan
cheap.
Roulette.
Like these things cost the teams money, right?
Right.
They cost us money to be able to buy passes, the food, things like that. Sure, a lot of this is provided, but there's always the incidentals, right? A pit pass, an NHRA, I can't even tell you what it is. I think it's close to $300, $400, right? We have starting line access. We have all of it.
We have the car access. Like, you're inside the rope with the team, right? You're getting the
individuals sit in the car if you're of stature and can get in them. Like how I put that?
I do like that, because some of us can't fit.
Some of us can't fit. But, you know, and then you look at Mike Harmon too, and what they're doing, you know, still flying our logo on the car, you know,
Still
they don't
flying
have
our logo.
to do that. And for people to understand, like, these spots that our logos are in are high value areas on a car, very high.
They are.
And they do them for pennies on the dollar, right? The marketing side of the money is pennies. The money comes from the passes, getting us there, getting us in. And that's important for people to know, that there is a cost. So when you look at our financials and you see, hey, they spent, you know, X amount of motorsports. Well, yeah, we sure did.
Yeah, but how many people did we impact?
So in Charlotte, we had 30 individuals come through Lex,
right,
who saved 22. 30.
And this weekend we're going to have over 20.
Yeah,
right?
And this weekend I think I gave you
16
names for 2 days, right?
And I got a couple that are coming on Saturday.
Yeah, and those are firefighters that are coming, and a firefighter and two sons that were firefighters, or maybe still are. I'm not sure, but you know, that's, you know, my dad's childhood best friend. It's a guy that I went to drag races for the first time ever, and you know, I was hooked. I've been hooked ever since, and just to see it come full circle. Steve being a firefighter, you know, going through what he's gone through. He's retired now. And, you know, his sons are going to be with him, and it's going to be cool for him. It really
It
is.
is. It's really cool for us too. I'm really sorry you can't be up here this weekend. You're
That's
dealing with
fine.
your own.
That's fine.
You're dealing with your
Yeah.
own stuff, but we'll make sure to get some pictures for you, send them over to you. Maybe we'll do a little video shout out for you as well. We should probably talk about the money. We do need some donations, folks. We do need some help. We have far exceeded our expectations for 2025, and we spent our budget in 6 months. It was amazing, the things that we were able to do and accomplish. We are going to be able to finish out the year. I don't want to scare anybody here, but we do need to replenish those funds. So right down here at the bottom of the page, you'll see that www.save22.vet. There is a button on that website that will allow you to donate. And please, if you can, $10, $20, whatever you got. If you've got a corporation that you'd like to do some corporate sponsorship, reach out to that Tuesday Talk right there, and I'll get you our sponsorship letters, and we'll be happy to email you some of our stuff. Already this year, I think we're up over 400 direct impacts from the motorsports program. That's just the motorsports program, and that's just the events that us at Save 22 were able to attend with them. That doesn't include Mike Harmon and Karen, who, by the way, I saw you checked in. So good morning, Karen. Thank you. That's our little sister right over there. She is absolutely phenomenal. And the things that they do to bring veterans when we're not there, right? That doesn't even include that. And the things that Lex does, or Ryan Roulette with his VFW sponsorship in the ARCA series and the truck series, him being able to bring people to the racetrack, right? We're able to help him with his motorsports diversion therapy. And then he in turn reaches out and gives that to more people, right? So while we do these things for pennies on the dollar, it's not free. It's not free. And we could really use some help. So if you can do it, reach out there down at save22.vet, click on the donate button, hook us up with $20, $50, whatever you can afford. We'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. Follow us on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. Go download my previous podcasts on Spreaker, right? Spreaker.com/straight talk. I think there might be Johnny Mo Media. I think it's Johnny Mo Media. I'll have to look at that.
Johnny Mo Media, I think.
Johnny Mo Media, right? Go download those, right? Every time those get donated, I get like a 0.001% or something, 0.001 cents for an ad that plays or something. And that money's going to go back. Once it accumulates to the point, that money's going to go over to Save 22. It's not even going to come into my pocket. Right? We could use sponsorships for the show, right? I could definitely use somebody that could help us out with some equipment that needs to be purchased. What about it? Go ahead.
Prime, if you're out there watching.
Prime would be great, right? We do need to talk about this weekend with Lex, and I believe it's Big Fish Barbecue is going to be providing the hospitality this weekend. A big shout out to them. That was a connection made by our partners at Goat Locker over the Michigan weekend, a couple weekends ago, with our representative Crystal Thomas up there with Ryan Roulette. Goat Locker was on site with another team. The introduction was made, and bam, Crystal put everything together. And now we've got Big Fish Barbecue for the NHRA. And man, I couldn't be happier. Can't wait to taste some of that stuff because I know it's going to be phenomenal. This weekend, Friday, we're going to be at Norwalk. Friday, Saturday, and hopefully Sunday with Lex getting into the elimination rounds.
We'll see you Sunday.
We'll see you Sunday, right? We're going to see you Sunday.
We'll see you Sunday.
We know it's going to work out. I'm excited. I'm going to be up there Thursday for some business stuff to handle with Lex and coordinations. And I'll be up there all day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I myself have been traveling. It's going to be 8 weeks in a row that we're going to have something going on. I just couldn't be happier with the way Save 22 is moving. But like I said, we got to get some funds, guys. So if you could, help us out down there. Put us in touch with whoever you think could help us out. It would be greatly appreciated.
Small local fundraiser, if you want to do something on your own, is always acceptable. Just get
absolutely
like save22.vet. There's an info button there, or Tuesday Talk at save22.vet, and we'll get it to the right people.
Absolutely.
There's always ways to make an impact, right? And when people ask, what can you do? What can I do? What can I do? Do a fundraiser, do a small fundraiser, do a spaghetti dinner, a pancake dinner somewhere, a breakfast somewhere. And you may think that, oh man, it's only $150 or $200. Well, you get 20, 30 people doing that, it adds up pretty quick. And that allows us
It
to take
does.
veterans, first responders, and their families on all of these things we're talking about. Golf outings coming up September 8th. It's a Monday.
Yep.
It's at the Quarry. That just got finalized. Matt Bertram's been working on that. So kudos to Matt for
Yep.
getting that locked down.
Absolutely.
You know, there's some big things coming up for us towards the end of the year too, with Carson Brown Motorsports in December, Pensacola, Florida. And then we are doing, I guess we can say we're doing the
we're doing it.
Ward Burton Foundation. We're going to go to that. That's in South Boston, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
That's in November, beginning of November. So we've got some things planned out for the rest of the year that I think are going to bring us a lot of awareness and get a lot of people involved and get our name out there for sure.
If nothing else, it's going to be a phenomenal time, and we're going to meet some amazing people with some incredible stories. And we're just going to be there, right? And like you said, we're just going to keep showing up. We're just going to keep showing up. You know, I got to do an impromptu with the Green Veterans Advisory Commission, I think is the word that they use.
Green Township.
Yeah, Green Township, right? So
you said green. I was thinking alternative medicine.
No, we'll talk about that in a minute. You know, we got to go be out there with them for a community event. Well, you know, thank you to Justin Spate, who's a guy that I flew with. Phenomenal introduction he gave us with their committee. And a couple of weeks ago, we did a coffee and conversation right at Samantha's restaurant in Canton. You know, shout out to Heidi for allowing us to do that, and all the people that work there. We're going to be doing another one next week before we go to Battle Creek with the Thunderbirds. Before July 4th, we'll have a little coffee and conversation coming out then. Hope to have the merch van with us if we can do that. And then I have a car show over in Beach City. We're going to be there with the merch wagon. We'll have the tent set up, little back porch thing. I've already got 2 volunteers that said they would love to come and help. So, man, I'm really appreciative of that. Thank you, John Setvin, my brother. Really appreciate you on that one. What do you got going on, brother?
So we have, hi, buddy. Gino showed up.
Hi, G. All right, we're gonna
but
tell me what you got going on, and then you can cut off.
Yeah. So we are Greg Roll's Legacy Theater. He's a local musician. Puts on shows. They are doing a 2-day event there that we're going to go to in August. We have Mustang Week coming up September 1st through the 6th. We have November is Ward Burton. Pensacola's in there. Potentially some stuff with in October, getting back to Charlotte to the Roval. We're really working hard to find some funding to be able to get there. Again, Mike Harmon has offered up, you know, any help that he can do on his end, which is phenomenal. That's what a partner does. So we greatly appreciate Mike and where we're at in motorsports because of him.
Absolutely. Karen,
but yeah,
we got thank you to Karen too.
Yeah, it's Karen. I'm sorry. Yeah, we know who runs the show over there. Mike's name's on the card, but Karen runs the show. Let's be clear, okay? There's no misunderstanding who runs the show. So, but yeah, I mean, it's you know, and with Ryan Roulette, it'd be nice to get back to the track with him one more time. But again, it's funding, and I hate to keep talking about it.
It's funding.
I hate to keep talking about it, but you know, we went hard. We utilized the funds to the best of our ability to make the biggest impacts that we could. And unfortunately,
I think you are correct on that. Yep.
Sometimes if you break it down per person of what it's costing us to take vets to the track for a full weekend. Now, when you're with Xfinity, you got to understand you're getting ARCA, truck, and Xfinity races, all 3. You're getting fed for 3 days. You're getting beverages for waters for 3 days, drinks for 3. Like, it's all included. And when you break it down, it's like a couple $100 a person. It's not bad when you're doing it on volume, right? And because of the relationships we've established, those marketing prices are way down to where they should not be, but they are to help us out. Or they're non-existent. One of the two. They eat the cost.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see,
cannot say enough. Yep.
When you see, you know, Mike jumping into the truck series now too, you know, looking for that second source of income, right? There's another opportunity for us too, right? So we have to start looking at the impact we are actually having, right, for the money that we are spending. And I feel fairly confident. I feel very confident saying we are doing a very good job of being stewards of the funds.
I think you are 100% on with that, man. We are definitely maximizing our exposure while minimizing the cost.
And you know, the air, just so people know too, like when vets come or first responders or families, we don't charge them to stay. We try to
No.
provide the housing and the food, right? We try to. We've switched over from hotels to Airbnbs because we found out for typically less than a hotel, we can stay in a house and we're all together. You get the fire time at the night, you get a cigar time, you get that front porch, back porch sitting. You get to share all these things that we're doing right here, right? And see how we can progress and see how we can make these things better. So that's my speech. I appreciate y'all listening, and I'll be quiet.
Albert's 100% correct. You know, we are reevaluating how we spend our funds, right? So can we get guys to spend the night? Are they going to come back? You know, we did an Airbnb for Eldora with 2 disabled veterans, and you know, we minimized the cost on that. We did that whole weekend for less than $1,000. And this weekend at Norwalk, unfortunately, we don't have anybody spending the night up there other than myself. So that's just for me. We're not going to do a house for that one, you know, but some of these events are multiple day events. And, you know, Charlotte is typically a multi-day event because we have that capability down there, right? Norwalk, smaller town, smaller venue, more attendees, not really feasible for us, right? Not something that we can really do. So, you know, keep in mind that we are doing the very best that we can, and we are trying. We can always use some help. Number one way you can help is funds, right down here at the bottom of the screen, guys. Right, save22.vet. Click that donate button. You can help us out. Share our videos, right? Subscribe on YouTube, like and share on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I'm not an Instagram guy. That's Albert and Riley. Big shout out to our Riley guy, right? Riley with media. We should probably announce that. Thank you to everyone out there. Save22 hit 10,000 followers last week. 2 weeks ago.
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend, we hit 10,000 followers, and that is a huge idea. That is a huge deal in the algorithm social media world. It
has changed so much on the backside for Save22 and the algorithms and the way we're seen. And Riley will confirm this. The amount of messages that have been coming through Messenger since we've hit 10,000 has probably tripled.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So kudos and a shout out to our man, Riley Benson, handling our social media. He is also our, what's the word we want to use with Carson? He is our business strategist with Carson Brown.
He's our business lead for Carson.
Absolutely. He is doing a phenomenal job with Carson. And big shout out to Carson. That man got his first ASA National Star Store win. Did he not? Super proud of that kid, you know, 16, 17 years old, just out there killing it, man. He's running the Summer of Hell tour with the World of Outlaws. He made his first World of Outlaws event, Maine, last weekend, I-55 Speedway, I think it was. And, you know, just super proud of that kid and that family and all that they have done.
and there again,
they're veterans.
There's another partner that we have that's, you know, no monies. They're doing it because they believe in the cause.
They believe in it, man.
It's minimal effort to put a sticker on the car. It really is. But again, that space that it has a value to somebody, a potential partner, right? So we have to understand that too, that we have a very good understanding of where we are with all of our motorsport teams.
They just can't say enough about all of them.
And I think we also need to give a huge shout out to Jason Rutledge and yourself for the pool project. The grant getting approved. There's work going on out at the pool right now.
Yes, thank you.
We're getting a roof put on through a grant. They're going to have to break it up in stages to be able to get the project complete. I don't know. I can't confirm about the pool or not. I don't want to speak on it because I don't know, and I don't want to give false information. I'm not sure where that's at right now, depending on how funding and grants come in, is how that's going to fall, from my understanding.
It is. I can talk about that because I've been pretty
I
involved
think
with
we
that
should.
one.
I think we should let people know what's going on in Carroll County. So if they see it, they know it.
Absolutely. So Save 22 acquired a piece of property several years ago. It was known as a Veterans Pool, Veterans Memorial Pool. It's a historic building. It was made in the 50s by veterans and family members to serve.
1972, it was finished.
Oh, 72.
Yep.
I don't know why I thought the 50s. Oh, it was Korean War veterans that started it.
Korean
That's why.
War vet and Vietnam vets came back. Kids were drowning in the strip pits around Carroll County and in the area. And the vets did not want that to happen anymore. So they pulled their own monies to
Correct.
build this pool. So
Right.
there you go.
And over the last, it's been in existence for 53 years. It's fallen into disrepair, and we have acquired it. And there are several grant opportunities out there. We've petitioned for a couple years now for multi-million-dollar grants. Unfortunately, haven't received them, but what we have received is enough to get our roof replaced, and that's the first step. So we've hired a contractor. They've started work on replacing the roof over there and getting that all started for us. So hopefully we can start the building blocks to the phases of construction. And I believe at this time we have five separate phases that we're going to work on, with the ultimate goal of having a community wellness center to provide all sorts of medical and mental, physical, occupational therapies. And then eventually down the road, we would reopen the pool as a community pool, an aquatherapy division, things like that. But right now, first things first, we're getting that roof done. And hopefully we're going to be getting some grants to get that first and second phases complete, because they need to be completed at the same time due to the structure of the building. And that could be about $5 million, I think Jason and I worked out. So, you know what? We need funding for that as well. So corporate sponsors, hey, if you're a philanthropist and you want to get your name on a building, hey, you know what? We can talk. Let's talk. Right?
Yep.
If anybody can drop me a $5 million check, hey, I'll gladly take it. And your name can be wherever you want it. Right? Yep. But absolutely. Thanks for bringing that up. I had it on a note, but we got sidetracked with the other stuff. So yeah, kudos to everybody that's worked on that. Jason, that's been his pet project for many, many years. He brought me in to kind of attend some meetings that he's not able to attend and be involved with. So, shout out to Omega and Dr. Vicky Maple over there that have really done a great job helping us out, and all the people that work at Omega, helping us with that. It's incredible where we are now and where we started from, all because a couple guys wanted to take a walk. And that's thanks to you, Albert, for being one of those three involved, Tom and Jason and yourself for sticking with it and, getting the registration for the nonprofit. And
Nick, Marcia, Riley, they were there
Marcia,
day one. Nick,
Riley,
myself, Tom, and went through a couple changes. J.R. Gallen, Abby Gallen, John Haney, these are all people that have helped in the past. And, if you call them and ask them, they will still provide information. They will still help. Right. It's not get out of here. I don't want to talk to you. It's very cordial. It's very,
absolutely,
very friendly.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody has a position, right? Everybody has a place. And you know what, if you're not comfortable growing with us, hey, it's okay. We get it. Right.
And a lot of it too, for a lot of these people that we've mentioned, it's a time thing. It is.
Absolutely.
It's a time thing. Life takes you different directions at different points, and no hard feelings, honestly.
None whatsoever. In fact,
everybody that's been in and out has been phenomenal.
Absolutely. There's about 9 of us right now that are really doing all of the work, setting up everything. About 9 of us going on, and only 2 of us are retired. I want to be clear on that Albert and I are the only 2 that are retired. Everybody else has a full-time job. They still have young children that haven't graduated. They're dealing with their own disabilities, their own situations in life, and yet we are still putting out a product for everyone to be available for them, right? We might have some problems. I want to let everybody know our merch store is shut down online. We don't have that running right now. We're going through some changes right there, right? But you can still meet us at an event. You can still call up the printer and have it done, right? It's not going to be done as quick, but you know what? We're transitioning some things to try to be better for others, right? And streamline our own stuff. And that's a process, guys. That takes time. It's not just a turn off one switch, turn on another, and everything's going to work. It doesn't work that way. And Unfortunately, I have to learn that. I have to learn
Well,
that.
and shout out to Link too, because he's holding all that together on the IT side, because Jay's just been so busy with his work just exploded on him.
Absolutely. Yeah, it
Which
did.
is
You
good.
know,
It's a good bad problem.
it is a good bad problem.
You know, but
Absolutely, it's a good bad problem.
Link trying to get this store where we need it to be. You know, he is again 9 to 5, 9 to 9, 9 to 7, whatever he works,
Whatever
crazy
he's
hours.
doing.
Yeah, and he's still finding time to get these little things done, right? So we have to have the expectation of, all of us have to have that expectation of, if people are working, we can't expect it to be done right away. It takes a little time. So that's all we're saying, is just be patient with us. We have some things in the works. We'll hopefully see how things work out here in the next few months. So
absolutely, we will
get that online store back up and where it needs to be and proficient.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
You know, I want to give one last shout out to Goat Locker Racing. They are in their summer season now. Patrick Drabeck and the guys over there are really doing some amazing things. They got some guys to some races, right? They were able to bring guys to motorsports therapy, just like we're doing. And you know what? We couldn't be prouder of those guys. They race 7 nights a week now. They broadcast. They are giving away the sim rigs to worthy veterans, disabled veterans who want to just go race again, right? And you know, big shout out to those guys. Huge partner. You know, can't wait to see where they're going. They're in talks with some really big names as well. Really, really looking forward to where they're going to be in the next couple of years, man. Really.
Yeah. And it was cool too. And Charlotte, we were over in the Arcus side, talking to Ryan, and they had all the cars lined up after the race, you know, doing their inspection stuff. And I'm just walking around the car, and I look down at the deck lid, because that's what I do. And there's a Goat Locker sticker there, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this for Senior Chief. Watch this, right? So I did a little video and come around the car and come up on it, and I sent it to them through their site. So we'll see. And it's just cool though to see. It's
the progression.
Cool. It's just cool to see it. Like
other
partners, other people we've worked with, other people we know, other people we've collaborated with, other people we've sent people to, they've sent to us, and it's all there at the track. It's just cool, man. It's cool.
It is very cool. You know, I often talk about, you know, my dream as a kid was to race at the Daytona 500, right? And, you know, be part of Dale Earnhardt in some way. And, you know, we get so focused on what didn't work, we don't see what did work.
Right.
Don't get caught up in what didn't work. Make sure you look at what did work, because wow, what we have been able to do and provide, and the conversations that we've been able to have, and the experiences, guys, I'm telling you, just go get involved, right? Locally, go be uncomfortable. Go do it, because I'm telling you, the benefit will outweigh the risk. The benefit will outweigh the bad. I'm telling you, you will. If you remember back to what you liked to do before you got into your funk, and go do it again, right? Be open-minded. Accept it, right? Just go have a good time, right? We're not downplaying what happened. I want to be clear. We're not downplaying the trauma. We're not downplaying your emotions. We're not downplaying your depression. They are real, no doubt. But you have to get out of it. And how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Well, I don't know, but you know what? I'll offer you a day at a track, and maybe that'll help you, right? If that doesn't work, you know what? Albert's
day on the golf course.
Day on the golf course. You know what? Come out September 8th and be with Save 22. If you're a golfer, hey, hit us up. I'll come golf with you around Canton, Ohio, anywhere. Albert might come down with his boy, and you know, they'll go golf down with you down around the Myrtle Beach area. Call us up, man. Hit us up. TuesdayTalk at save22.vet. Hit us up. Let us know what you need. How can we help you? Man, I don't know where else to go with this. I think we're almost done for the day, right? Like we got other things to go do. It's just been one of those days where we're just talking.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of information, you know, that we've kind of been sitting on for a minute.
There is. Hey, if anybody is out there that loves to play with the videos and make shorts and get them out on TikTok and make some short clips here for the YouTube channel, hey man, hit me up. Email me right here at Tuesday Talk, because while I really want to make some shorts of the impactful conversations that we have, 1 to 2 minutes long, I don't have the capability, right? I don't have the capacity. There's so much going on. I can't sit and take those hours. So what I end up doing is I do onesie twosies at a time, right? And it gets out that way. So if anybody is willing to help us do that kind of thing, email me right there, TuesdayTalk@Save22. Let us know how you can help out. Help us make some shorts, some videos. Again, donate if you can. Invite us to your event, have a spaghetti dinner, have a chili cook-off, do a golfing day, meet me out at the coffee with conversation, email me, text me if you've got my number, message us on Facebook. Man, there are so many ways to get involved. And, Steve Plazo right there, we call him a grave digger. Well, no, not grave digger. That's not what we call him.
Undertaker.
That's our Undertaker. That's what it is. He's retired as well with a sense of purpose. He's looking for one. So, Steve, maybe you should show up over at the Beach City Car Show and get an idea of what an event with Save 22 will be like. And, make your decision after that. I don't want to get you involved wholeheartedly until you see what it's about, because it can be overwhelming at times. Sometimes those conversations get very graphic, get very in depth, and they can take a toll on some people. And if you're not ready to handle that, it can be a bit much for you. So come out and see an event, come out and hang out. And you know what? Maybe you will, maybe you won't. And it's okay if you don't. It's okay if you do. We're 100% with it. So there's our email. There's our phone number. Hit us up. Albert, go give that grandbaby of yours a big old squeeze. Take him for the walk that I know he's going to want to walk on. Big shout out to John, and Chuck down there and our South Carolina chapter that we got going on down there. You guys are doing some amazing things with the car shows and PGA Hope. Yep, PGA Hope down there.
We just did a little fishing trip here. So
yeah, he did. Yeah. Hey, you want to talk about that real quick? You got a donation from a family member of a 22. And
so we did a car show through Dale Long, who's very well known in the car community down here. We had a gentleman that committed suicide at the back loading deck of the VA, and he intentionally went there because there's a camera, and that's where he wanted to do it. That family, they raised quite a bit of money for a small crappy car show because it was cold and wet and raining here, which doesn't happen a lot. But they still had the car show. People still showed up. They raised enough money, raised some funds to be able to take these guys fishing.
It was really incredible. The family had said fishing was his thing. He really loved doing it. So would you please take some
outdoors?
Yep. Please go do something with some veterans outdoors. And we were able to fulfill that dream for that family. And, that had to be one of the hardest things to go through and to be able to tell that family that, hey, we did that for you. We absolutely did that for you.
Yeah.
So thank you to that family.
Yeah, they will be at this next 2-day car show too. She'll be there as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, from me to her, please tell her I said thank you very much, and we appreciate her sacrifice and what they've done to help others. And our good friend Laura, right? Laura's done a lot too. Yeah. That woman has taken a personal tragedy and turned it into her personal mission. And we couldn't be prouder of those guys at the Schaefer family.
Yep.
Today has been 4 months, right? Yep. 4 months since we lost Moto. And,
I
big
shared
shout
a little
out to
something
that
last
family.
night.
Yes, sir, you did. Guys, if you're contemplating it, if you're thinking about it, please don't. Please reach out to somebody. Please say something. And if you don't know what it is that's going on, say that. I don't know what's happening, but I don't like the way I feel.
So, 13 minutes, scientifically proven.
13 minutes, what?
If you can spend 13 minutes with somebody on a phone call, a text, or face-to-face, in 13 minutes, you can change that person. Scientifically proven.
Isn't that amazing? You don't tell me you don't have 13 minutes, right? How long do you spend surfing on your phone in a day? and you can't put that thing down, why don't you use it for what it was designed for? And that's to take a phone
That was
call.
on Sean Ryan as well.
Sean was? Oh man, I love that guy, dude.
They were
That
talking
man,
about, changing mindset and changing mentality, and it was a simple phone call that he got that helped him. And
Yeah.
it was 13 minutes. And then he did some research on that because that's the way he is.
Yep.
And he found out that 13 minutes it's scientifically proven. Why it was 13 minutes, why his phone call was 13 minutes, why all that happened at 13, he has no idea. He just knows that that's the information that he found and was given.
Yep. Sean Ryan's got a great story too. If you know, like his entire background, not just the service part of it, right? He's had some really dark days as well, and the personal growth that he attributes it to Jesus Christ and God, and that's great. I don't know what to attribute mine to. I don't know what to call it just yet. Right? I'm still battling that, and
you don't have to put anything to it. You don't have to put anything to it.
I don't.
And if you're because you're where you are.
I am.
What work are you putting in to get the life that you want?
That's it. What are you willing to do to live the life you want to lead, man? And man, just I'm putting it in. So keep doing the work, keep showing up, do the next right thing, and everything will work out. I promise.
Yep.
Right. And like Tiffany just said, one more day, right?
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Right. I love my kids, man. I'm blessed. I mean, there's no way else to put it. Trish and I are just absolutely blessed. Thank you to everyone who was listening. Thank you to everyone who commented. Unfortunately, I wasn't signed in, so I wasn't able to comment on the YouTube today. Albert wasn't able to do it either. He ended up having to be on the phone today again, technical issues. So
I'm back on the computer now because it's working.
Now you're back on? Oh, that's awesome.
Bro, I have no idea what's going on.
I have no idea either, but
sit down and figure this out.
We will. I just want to tell everybody again, thank you. Albert says thank you. I say thank you. The entire Save 22 team says thank you. And hit us up, guys. We'd love to hear from you. Nothing better than getting a, hey, man, I'm here because of you guys comment, right? So hit us up.
Yep.
Hit us up. We'll come see you. We'll come be at your event and join us this weekend at Norwalk, Ohio, Summit Motorsports Park with the Lex June Motorsports team, Top Fuel Dragster. It's going to be incredible. You have never Albert, I just clicked on something for him. What's up, buddy?
A good friend of mine is going to be stopping by on Saturday.
I saw that.
Dave Colzar, small guy. Can't miss him.
Well, if he's a small guy, I might miss him.
He's a massive human being.
Oh, there you go. Massive
you
human
won't
being.
miss him. You won't.
Oh, I got it. I will not miss him. He said he's going to show up in a Lex June shirt.
You might have to duck to get under the
canopy.
New canopy.
The new canopy. Yeah. Big shout out to those people that helped out Lex because that was no charge to Lex, and that could have been a huge impact to their finances. Man, they are just when you open your ears and shut your mouth and let the world talk to you, you can receive its greatness. You really, really will.
Yep.
You really, really will. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Steve Plazo, thanks for commenting today, man. I know you're busy out there in your workshop whittling away, and I'm happy
I'll
send you
the link to the wood shop of the other gentleman we were talking about earlier. I couldn't respond, but I'll send it to you.
Like we said. Oh, and hey, we got to say hey to my wife because she commented too. I just saw that she was listening, and my mom today too, because mom's missing dad a little bit today too. So you know what? I love you, Mom. You'll be okay. We're all right. All right. We're all right. Give it one more day, folks. And if you're struggling, let's talk about it. Albert and Flyboy are out. Talk to you later.
See ya.
And